Imagine the roar of thunder splitting the sky over war-torn Europe in 1943. But it's not a storm. It's the scream of a lone American P-38 Lightning fighter plane twisting through the clouds, engines howling like wounded beasts as it dodges a swarm of German Messerschmitts. Bullets rip through its wings, smoke trails like desperate signals, and, in a heart-pounding plunge, it crashes into a muddy field deep in Nazi-occupied territory. The pilot ejects just in time, vanishing into the shadows, but the wreckage lies there, a mangled trophy of the Allies' daring raids. What if I told you that a team of German mechanics tasked with scavenging this beast decided to rebuild it piece by piece, and what they discovered inside those twin engines left them speechless, questioning everything they knew about American engineering? Stick around, because this isn't just a story of metal and machines. It's a tale of ingenuity, rivalry, and the shocking secrets that could have shifted the tides of World War II. As the dust settled on that fateful crash site in rural France, a squad of Wehrmacht soldiers stumbled upon the smoldering remains. The P-38, with its distinctive twin booms and central cockpit pod, looked like something out of a science fiction nightmare to these battle-hardened men. It wasn't like their sleek single-engine fighters. This was a monster with two massive Allison V1710 engines, each pumping out over 1,000 horsepower. The lead mechanic, a grizzled veteran named Hans Kruger, wiped the sweat from his brow and muttered, "This American devil might hold the key to our victory." They hauled the wreckage back to a hidden hangar in Germany, under strict orders from the Luftwaffe High Command. If you're loving this dive into the hidden corners of history, hit that like button and subscribe to World Chronicles for more untold stories like this one. It's how we keep these chronicles alive. Back in the dimly lit hangar, the team got to work. Tools clanged against twisted aluminum as they stripped away the bullet-riddled skin, revealing the intricate skeleton beneath. Hans and his crew, a mix of young apprentices and seasoned engineers, worked tirelessly through the nights, fueled by black coffee and the thrill of forbidden knowledge. They marveled at the plane's yoke controls, so different from their joystick setups, and the way the booms housed the superchargers that gave it that blistering speed. But as they delved deeper, piecing together the landing gear and rewiring the electrical systems, a whisper of doubt crept in. What if this rebuild uncovered something that could turn the war against them? The air grew thick with anticipation, each bolt tightened, bringing them closer to the heart of the beast. Days turned into weeks, and the hangar echoed with the sounds of revival. They sourced parts from scrapped German planes, adapting Messerschmitt components to fit this alien design, but the real challenge was those twin engines. The Allisons were liquid-cooled marvels, unlike the air-cooled radials the Germans favored, and as Hans disassembled the first one, his hands trembled. Inside, he found precision machining that rivaled their best pistons forged with alloys they'd only dreamed of, and a turbo-supercharger system that promised unmatched performance at high altitudes. "This isn't just an engine," he whispered to his team. "It's a weapon disguised as one." But what they couldn't believe was yet to come. The synchronization of those twins allowed for counter-rotating propellers, eliminating torque issues that plagued their own fighters. Imagine the chill running down their spines as they realized this plane could outclimb, outdive, and outlast anything in their arsenal. As the rebuild progressed, tensions mounted. Rumors spread through the ranks. Allied spies were closing in, and the high command demanded results. Hans pushed his men harder, welding frames under flickering lights, testing hydraulics with bated breath. One night, a young mechanic named Fritz accidentally fired up a partial engine, and the hangar shook with a roar that sounded like freedom itself. They all froze, hearts pounding, wondering if this machine held the soul of the pilot who once flew it. But here's where it gets emotional. That pilot, an American ace named Captain Tom Riley, had survived the crash, evading capture for days. His thoughts on his family back home. Little did he know, his plane was being reborn in enemy hands, a symbol of the human cost woven into every rivet. Finally, after months of sweat and secrecy, the P-38 stood whole again, gleaming under the hangar lights like a phoenix from the ashes. Hans climbed into the cockpit, his pulse racing as he flicked the switches. The twin engines coughed to life, then thundered in perfect harmony, vibrations humming through the frame. The team stepped back, eyes wide. They couldn't believe how seamlessly those Allisons integrated, delivering power that made their Focke-Wulfs feel obsolete. The counter-rotating props spun without the usual pull, allowing pinpoint maneuvers that could dominate dogfights. "Mein Gott!" Hans exclaimed. "The Americans have built a symphony in steel." But this revelation came with a heavy price. Testing flights revealed flaws in their adaptations, and one engine overheated dramatically, spewing coolant like blood from a wound. What hidden flaw had they uncovered, and could it expose a vulnerability in the Allied Air Force? The emotional weight hit hard as they documented their findings. Hans, reflecting on his own losses, brothers fallen in the skies, saw in this plane not just technology, but the shared humanity of warriors on both sides. The P-38's design spoke of American innovation born from desperation, much like their own struggles. Yet, as they pushed the rebuilt fighter to its limits on a secret airstrip, the true shock emerged. Those twin engines weren't just powerful, they were resilient, self-sealing in ways German tech couldn't match. During a simulated dive, one engine took simulated damage but kept running, its backup systems kicking in like a guardian angel. The mechanics gathered around, silent in awe, realizing this could inspire their own designs, if only the war allowed time. But danger lurked. Allied bombers droned overhead, and intelligence reports hinted at a raid on their facility. Hans ordered a final test flight, strapping in himself despite the risks. The P-38 lifted off smoothly, climbing into the dawn sky, its twins growling in defiance. From the ground his team watched, breaths held, as he looped and rolled, pushing boundaries no German pilot had with such a machine. Emotions ran high, pride in their work mixed with fear of what this meant for the Reich. Would this rebuilt marvel give them an edge? Or was it a Trojan horse revealing American superiority? Tragedy struck mid-flight. A jury-rigged fuel line failed, and one engine sputtered, forcing Hans into a harrowing emergency landing. The plane skidded across the runway, sparks flying like fireworks, but held together thanks to the robust twin setup. As smoke cleared, Hans emerged shaken but alive, hugging his crew. "Those engines," he gasped, "they're not just machines, they're survivors." The team dissected the failure, uncovering that the Allison's intercoolers prevented total meltdown, a feature light years ahead. This emotional breakthrough bonded them, turning rivals' tech into a lesson in resilience amid the chaos of war. Word of the rebuild reached higher-ups, and soon, engineers from Berlin arrived, notebooks in hand, to study the P-38. They pored over blueprints recreated from the wreckage, focusing on the twin-engine synergy that allowed for extended range, perfect for Pacific theater ops, but a nightmare for European dogfights. Hans shared stories of the rebuild, his voice cracking as he recalled late nights debating ethics. Were they traitors for admiring enemy work, or patriots for learning from it? The group's camaraderie deepened, forged in the fire of discovery, but whispers of defeat loomed as Allied advances pushed closer. In a dramatic twist, during a classified briefing, they fired up both engines side by side with a captured German one. The difference was staggering. The P-38's twins revved smoother, cooler, with less vibration, revealing American metallurgy secrets that could revolutionize aviation. One engineer, overcome, said, "If we had these, the skies would be ours." But reality bit hard. Material shortages meant they couldn't replicate it. Emotions peaked as they realized the war's turning point wasn't just battles, but innovations like this, born from countless unsung heroes in factories far away. As the project wound down, the P-38 was dismantled for parts, its secrets filed away in classified reports. Hans, staring at the empty hangar, felt a profound loss, not just of the plane, but of the dream it represented. What if this rebuild had changed history? The mechanics dispersed, carrying tales that would echo in post-war designs, influencing jets like the May 262. But the emotional core remained. In the midst of destruction, human curiosity bridged divides, turning enemies into reluctant admirers. Years later, declassified files revealed the full impact. That rebuilt P-38 inspired German research into twin-engine fighters, but too late to matter. Captain Riley, the original pilot, survived the war, learning of his plane's fate through intelligence leaks. Imagine his shock as trusty bird, risen from the dead in enemy hands. This story isn't just about mechanics and machines. It's about the unbreakable spirit that drives us, even in the darkest times. What untold secrets do you think still lie buried in World War II archives? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Did the P-38's twins really shock the Germans that much? Or is there more to the tale? Share this video with a friend who loves history, and let's uncover more together on World Chronicles. Who knows what we'll rebuild next?